But don't buy that thing and don't click that thing. Okay, I think I'm done with the leftovers. So this is some politics here. There's some videos as well. I'm just gonna read some of that. Okay, in 1969, the Black Panthers launched free breakfast programs across the US, feeding thousands of kids before school. The FBI called it a threat. In some cities, police raid kitchens, smash food, and urinate on supplies to shut them down. I've spoke about the Black Panthers on PYTE couple years ago. Could have been at least 3 years ago. How Black American were doing a lot of things, and I think it's to the breakfast lunch. Many of the, well, Trump removed them. Those programs that help pregnant women, people with low income. They took the idea from Black Americans. Okay, I spoke about these things. Okay, free breakfast for children served here every school day mornings. Okay, every did and that pic is black. Okay, everyone, I guess everyone in that picture is black. Another racist program. Well, they were not getting help from the government, so they create their own. This is why many white Americans right now, 2026, are upset with Black Americans who are not grieving just like them, because African Americans have been through these things already. They know how to come together and help themselves. Let's see, there's 8 comments here. Okay, you are absolutely that person who look for wrongs and good things. How do you know they are all blacks? Do not put out race card where you see the wrongs of the past. And that probably, what is it? There were Hispanics who, let me look it up before I said the wrong thing. Okay, I wanted to make sure, because I was aware that Hispanic community did join the Black Panther Party. Okay, and there it is here. The question that I asked ChatGPT: did the Hispanic community join the Black Panther Party movement? Oh, what happened? Okay, yes, some Hispanic and Latino group did join and closely collaborate with the Black Panther movement, although they usually organize to their own parallel organization rather than formally becoming member of the Black Panther Party itself. Okay, so you could go to ChatGPT and ask the same question, you see the thing. Okay, so they were not being helped, so they created for their own. Okay, are you under the impression the Black Panther were a taxpayer-funded government organization? Just what level of stupid are we working with here? Alright, they had program for breakfast in many cities. Any child was welcome. Needy children of all races and background were welcome to the breakfast. Just because you only see black kids in this one singular picture does not mean they weren't. Alright. That's because white didn't want to live besides black people. LOL. That's the only reason. They took care of the kids. Your district will not. So shut the F up. Alright. So that's that. And then they break it up and do all of the things. Alright. Next tweet. Alright. So this is very interesting. I watched that video already. Okay, breakfast. A Baltimore mom is receiving massive praise after returning to the same food stand her son robbed just days before to reconcile with the owner, returning the money and apologize for her son's action, confirming she placed him in a treatment facility. Alright, let's watch. There'll be screenshot in between, okay?
A little while ago, a young man came to your stand and took
a
tip jar. I'm his mother.
Oh!
How much did he take from you?
Like something I couldn't pay attention, like
What do you think he took from you?
I see the first. I couldn't see the second is
How much do you think he took from you?
about $30. I think. But you don't need to pay.
No, I'm gonna pay it. Because my son wasn't raised like that.
Why he is doing that? I don't want to ask, but
No. Listen to me. My son wasn't raised like that. My son drinks, and when he drinks, he does stupid stuff. I want to pay you back because you don't deserve to be stolen from. You're here to do a service. I appreciate it. He took it from your tip jar. $30 go back to your tip jar. God bless you.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I put my son in treatment. I pray he stay and get some help. But I want you to be okay.
Can I come and hug?
Of course.
Yes. You know, I am live streaming. People like sharing everything everywhere. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, guys, let me hug.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know, I like peace.
Of course.
Yeah. Come here.
Of course.
Come here, guys. Look,
Yeah.
you're my mom too. You know.
Yes. I
Yes.
want you to be okay.
Please. I always love peace, respect,
Yes.
love. That's what I
Yes,
always
you do
say.
a good
I am sorry.
service. Keep on helping this community. God bless you.
Thank you. Good night, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, what have I said about the African American? The things you be hearing on TV, this is not to say there aren't some bad apples. But what I've come across and what I've experienced since living in the US as a child, I've been here since I was a child, it's always the good thing. There's respect, understanding, and all of that. So this is a perfect example of what I've been saying. You will not see something like this in the news because it's too much of a positive. Maybe they will show the son stealing the money, but they will not show the mother, okay, doing the good deed and appreciate and respect the owner for his hard work and return the money. They will not show that, but they will show the son. Okay, I told you, many of them who do things on the street, their parents teach them discipline. All right, and that also reminds me, and I've shared that before on my past videos. I think it was, what was it? There was a riot that was going on, and this kid put a mask on, and I think the mom was watching the news and recognized him, and there were vandalism, young kids doing crazy stuff. The mom realized or recognized the child who on TV, even though his face was covered. She went and grabbed him in the middle of, she didn't care, and beat him up in the middle of the street. There it is. This is it. Okay, reminds me a bit of this story. Oh man, it's 10. Oh my God, 10 years. 10 years already. 10 years old already. It's on YouTube, okay? Baltimore mom slap and scold riot son in front. Well, I'm thinking it's like, well, maybe when I shared it, probably a couple years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, but that was like 10 years ago. Okay, the world is healing. Okay, why is she getting praise? She's the one that raised him. This is the thing. You're not with your kids 24/7. The moment the umbilical cord is cut, the child is on his own. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but as a baby, they don't know anything. But once they get outside of the house, they get influenced by other people and things like that, they tend to stray. Okay? We are all not that innocent. All of us are not that innocent. We know better. Now we know better. But we all are not that innocent. That's what makes us human. So the mother saw the wrong and did what she was supposed to do while she's still alive, and she can do. All right. You don't get a trophy for cleaning up your own mess. I mean, like I said, the kid has his own brain. He does his own thing. Okay, gotta disagree. The easy choice here is to do nothing. Some kids just do hardware shit. No matter how good their parents are, peer pressure is hell of a drug. That's it. Okay, some kids rebel no matter what. True, but that doesn't mean we should downplay the role of the home environment. We don't even. She told us. She didn't raise him to be that way. And then as a mother, she continued doing her part, and they put him she put him in treatment. Yeah, they shouldn't be getting praise, but at the same time, good parents raise children the right way, and they become addicted to drugs and commit crimes anyway. It's ultimately not her fault that this happened. She didn't have to do anything, but she did. That's it. All right, let's leave that alone. Okay, it's 5:30. I need to go wake up my kids. I think now this is a little bit more into politics. All right, so this one is 2 minutes. Let me pause and go wake him up if he wants to get up now. It's 5:30. All right, so I'm back. You might hear some noise in the background. I just wake up my youngest. Okay, so this is the next tweet. Republicans caved while Democrats held firm. Let Republicans on their chaos. Okay. I'm telling you, the thing that's happening in politics in the US is very depressing, and it's even more depressing what's going on in the Middle East. Very depressing. So let's listen.
So after all the bullshit that the Republicans talked last week, guess what? Republicans in the House are going to pass the Senate bill that they should have passed last week, and now they are going to do reconciliation, which was not a secret because they said they were going to do that anyway. So what's going to happen now? The House Republicans are going to come back. As it says here, in the coming days, Republicans in the Senate and House will follow through on the president's directive by fully funding the entire Department of Homeland Security on 2 parallel tracks, through the appropriations process and through the reconciliation process. In the end, Republicans caved. They knew that Democrats were not going to help them to pass this bill like they told them from the beginning. So kudos to Democrats for standing strong, not giving ICE $10 more billion to do the reckless things that they were doing. No, we will not get reforms, but Republicans will own the shit that they do, as they should. As here, while we hope they would accept the 60-day CR to fund the department entirely so that the bipartisan negotiations could continue, it is now abundantly clear that Democrats place allegiance to their radical left-wing base above all, meaning that the Democrats didn't want them to be continuing to kill people on our streets, and they said that they are not funding ICE. And that's what's going to happen. They can go fund ICE all on their own. Give them that $10 billion and own that shit in the midterms. It says that we cannot allow Democrats to any longer put the safety of the American public at risk through their open border policies. So we are taking that off the table. To Schumer's response, he says, for days, Republican divisions derails a bipartisan agreement, making American families pay the price for their dysfunction, which is true. Throughout the fight, Senate Democrats never wavered. We were clear from the start. Fund critical security, protect Americans, and no blank check for ICE and Border Patrol Enforcement, aka CBP. We were united, held the line, and refused to let Republican chaos win. It's about damn time. Congratulations. Fuck ICE.
And then the United States government is insolvent. Unbelievable. It's very depressing. There's more. I try not to follow it that much because it's just depressing. Next tweet. This has to do with Israel. Unbelievable. Alright, is this the real reason that we went to war in Iran with Israel? Because it sure sounds like it is. No wonder NATO wants no part of it. Guess what? Those NATO countries, some of them are doing things in the background to pretend that they're not helping the United States. Okay? What I see is happening in the Middle East, it's unbelievable. There's one of a video that I came across, I think I've already shared, in the UK, where a journalist in the UK recorded, movement of weapons from UK being shipped somewhere to go to the Middle East. Okay, so they doing their thing quietly in the background, but they're not being upfront to, because Israel started it first. There was no reason. It did not fall under the agreement of NATO. When you attacked one, you attack all. So since Israel is not part of NATO and it is Israel and the United States who started the war, so that doesn't give them the reason for the rest of the NATO countries to join. So, but instead, what they're doing things in the background. Okay, let's go. I didn't even play this. Almost 3 minutes.
That's why we went into Iran. Watch this clip from Bloomberg and how this guy explains it perfectly, and go give the original content creator a follow, because this dude is on it.
Once we achieve our goals, then I have argued, I think, and Americans understand this very well, because we're real partners.
Real partners.
I think that what has to be done is to have alternative routes. Instead of going through the choke points of the Hormuz Straits and the Bab el-Mandeb Straits, in order to have the flow of oil.
Wait for it.
Just have oil pipelines going west through the Arabian Peninsula, right up to Israel, right up to our Mediterranean.
Boom. There you have it. The real objective of all of this was to intentionally, they knew that starting a war with Iran would cause a shutdown of both the Bab el-Mandeb Straits, which is what the Houthis can affect in the Red Sea, and then the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has effectively shut down. They knew that was going to happen because their long-term goal has always been to make the Muslim countries in the Arab states, the Gulf Arab states, force them to have to route all of their oil exports through Israel. Therefore, Israel can now control up to 40% of the world's petroleum. And that amount of control would absolutely make them a superpower, and that's exactly what they want. And this is why I say, if Iran falls, it's not going to be Turkey next. It's going to be Egypt, because they have to take back the Suez Canal. They have to. They had it during the Arab-Israeli War for a brief time. The UN forced them to give it back to Egypt. They've always wanted that back, because if they can control the Suez Canal and take that away from Egypt, and they can force all the Gulf states to run all their oil through Israel, Israel controls the world. And that's their ultimate objective. That's the objective of this war.
Once we achieve...
And now saying, weapons of mass destruction over and over again for the past 4 decades is the real reason why they were trying to, come on, guys, go in. We want to be a superpower. Come on, U.S., do it. You know what's crazy? We're the ones putting ground troops, but are they?
They're hiding.
What a real ally, huh? That's your ally. Imagine you and your best friend going into battle, and he's like, nah, you got this, and he's the one who started it. And you're like, what the fuck?
God help us. There's a lot of information. I don't want to keep on reading. Just the video, okay? So, kudos to... So, it's like 2 creators sharing that person, not him. This person content. Credit to all of them. But mine will be screenshot, but just pay attention. Alright, next tweet. I have one more and then I'm done. Okay, so let's pause. Everyone who criticizes Israel is our enemy. We will track you with Google. We will find your vulnerabilities. We will get you fired from your job. And if you have a business, we will bankrupt it. This is Zionism. Okay, look at this. Alright, look at me. This is why. Alright? But anyway, let's listen. 1 minute and 41 seconds. But the thing that is happening in the Middle East is unimaginable. These people do not have feeling. They do not have a soul at all. They don't. Because if they could do this to children, human beings, unbelievable.
Target Jewish students, your actions will not disappear into the darkness. We will shine a light on you that, thanks to Google and SEO, will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything, our work will always be documented, again, thanks to Google and SEO. In corporations where DEI leaders smeared Israel, excused Hamas, we pressured CEOs. Some resigned, many were terminated, but policies were changed, thankfully, from governmental to art institutions. Online, where anonymous accounts spread violent threats, we traced patterns, elevated evidence, and worked with authorities, leading to arrests from Florida, South Carolina, New York, California, and Texas. And we're not slowing down, sadly. Today, Stop Anti-Semitism, I'm proud to say, runs one of the most robust anti-Semitic enforcement operations in the United States, monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials, documenting incidents in real time and mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side. But the fight is bigger than the exposure, and it's about securing a future. A future where Jewish students can walk across a quad without being screamed at. A future where employers understand that anti-Semitism is not activism. It's bigotry, and it will cause you to lose your job.
So if that is the case, how come YouTube is not allowing people to show what you guys are doing in the Middle East? If you are so I don't know.
Target Jewish students.
If you are so proud of what you are doing, it is unimaginable. You know, at this point, people need to remove themselves from this type of society and create their own. They don't want us to be in their table. We could create our own table and create our own. It's unbelievable. So it's not easy to decide. I mean, it's not that hard to decide. Just remove yourself from their stupid mindset. But the thing is that they do not want to stay in their spot. They always want to integrate, involve in our what we trying to do, the rest of the world, whatever. Okay, they do not stay in their spot. So they could remove me from their tables. I could create my own. I'm fine. Their nonsense doesn't really attract me. Unbelievable. So I'm glad she's putting it out there. People know. Unbelievable. Alright, this is my last video here. My last tweet. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. How does this work? Are you suggesting when a baby is born, people have to present documents? How are we determining a newborn child is a citizen of the U.S. under your rule? Are we bringing pregnant women into their position? Guess what? As far as I'm concerned, if this is the way they want to go about it, everybody in the United States should go back. If this is the way they're going about it, because they were not, their parents were not, they come here illegal. Okay, the Europeans at that time didn't have, from whatever country, Italy, France, wherever they came from, they came illegal until the United States was set up. Oh my God. Whew. Are you really quoting the dumbest Supreme Court? Please. When you talk sense to these people, they turn, you know, they do the reverse psychology, making seem like they are the smartest.
How does this work? Are you suggesting that when a baby is born, people have to have documents, present documents? Is this happening in the delivery room? How are we determining when or whether a newborn child is a citizen of the United States under your rule?
And I think that's directly addressed in the SSA guidance that's cited in our brief. What SSA says is there's currently a system where, for example, social security numbers are generated based on the birth certificate. They say this can still be, for the vast majority of instances, completely transparent. You will still get a...
No, not transparent. I'm just talking about the particulars, because now you say your rule turns on whether the person intended to stay in the United States. And I think Justice Barrett brought this up. So are we bringing pregnant women in for depositions? What are we doing to figure this out?
No, as I pointed out earlier, the executive order turns on lawfulness of status. So if you give birth to a baby in the hospital right now, it gets the birth certificate in the system. There's a computer system.
So there's no opportunity, there's apparently no opportunity then for the person to prove or to say that they actually intended to stay in the United States?
Absolutely not. The opposite is true. Their opportunity to dispute if they think they were wrongly denied, which would only happen in a tiny minority of cases, is directly addressed in that guidance.
After the fact.
Yes.
After their baby has been denied citizenship, then we can go through the process.
Yes.
There's 66 comment here. It's super rich that a shit for brain maggot like yourself is calling Supreme Court Justice dumb. Alright, she is literally dumb. But anyway, that's that. Whew, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Unbelievable.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.